Here we got Bitcoin chart. It is July 12th. As you can see, what do we have here? A Wyckoff accumulation schematic. Now, I will have this, right here. But I can't see it, but I'll show you the very similar effects it has. Now, this test right here is not, touching this low right here, but it is in the midst of it. And as you can see, these red trend lines here are from the daily, touching this low, and this low right here, and then the top resistance red line hitting the 200 weekly MA right here. This is 200 weekly MA, the simple moving average, and this is the 200 weekly exponential moving average. The green line, this one is the weekly as well, 200 weekly, and simple. And you can see this red line is going all the way up to this 48K right here. So major resistance with the red lines, and when we go down to the 4-hour, you can see more clearly where the blue lines are lining up. And right here, I have just a short-term resistance with this blue box right here. As you can see, we fell right under it and hit the blue line. So this is a big resistance right here. I think we move around in here until CPI numbers come out this week, and this would be for an opportunity for the spring low to come in. And now I think it's going to be anywhere. It's going to break this 17.5 figure right here. Let me go ahead and map this out. Yeah, I think it'll clearly break below this. I don't know what color to make this. I guess that, whatever. Yeah, I think it'll go anywhere between 16,750 and all the way down to 14K. Now this is, that's a big range. As you can see, it's almost 3,000 points. But this will be the opportunity where I will be loading up, even if it goes down to 10K, which or even around 12K, which is where this red resistance line is. And we also see, I'm pretty sure this here is from the weekly chart. Yeah. So even around the 12K area is, I think there's a lot of eyes on this area right here as well. I'm actually going to put a zone here. But I think people need to see this. My Twitter is not getting enough attention. Hopefully if I put this on YouTube, it might. This could happen within really the next, this week. So we'll see when CPI numbers come out, but we'll see if that will be a catalyst to move Bitcoin downwards. If the CPI numbers are bad, of course, which, considering inflation and CPI numbers in the past months, it probably will be down. So I might even move this box. Yeah, this is a big range, but if it gets below 16,000, I'm buying. I'm literally just buying all this. It's because Bitcoin it's going to be, it's freedom. Bitcoin is freedom. You got to think about how the world is changing. I was just listening to this podcast on Twitter last night, and they're talking about why this mass adoption of Bitcoin is going to come to the world, and it's because, boomers are dying off, obviously. I'm not trying to be mean there. It's just something that happens to everybody. We all die eventually. People get old. And when you ask boomers, have they really touched digital assets? Of course, their answer is going to be no. Most of it would be like, I touch gold and maybe, some bonds and mutual funds. But most of the digital assets, when it comes to the millennials and Gen Z, not even a lot of millennials and Gen Z even own gold. And most of them own digital assets now. And, when you look at the money supply moving and then ramping and printing like crazy for foreign relations and for, the stimulus and COVID, that can't be unseen by, you know, financial analysts, economists. There's something going on, and Bitcoin has a finite store of value, and there's only 21 million coins. Bitcoin is money, just like how fiat is money. It's not going to change in the future. Bitcoin is always going to be around. Cryptocurrency will be around. And when millennials and Gen Z are the official adults of the world, there will be this mass adoption. Bitcoin is going to change finance and governments for the world. It will. It's going to happen, and that's what I 100% believe in. If it takes 10, 20 years, it's going to happen. I feel like a lot sooner than people think. But I just want you guys to see this, how this is playing out. Like, I've been following it since I'm pretty sure it hit this test right here, and I followed it all the way up here. I actually had this line right here before, and this is still fine the way it is, but I feel like it needs to just be adjusted to this high over here, above this 200 weekly, right at the 200 weekly moving average, simple moving average, as this new high came in. If you go on my Twitter, you can see I've been following this whole move pretty much right here and down. I didn't call it here. I wasn't shorting this, but I should have. I saw it coming, and that was because I had this line right here, and I saw it move above, and this should have been easy short right here, hitting that 200 weekly moving average. But aside from that, I am mostly the long-term investor, and what I see here is a time where Bitcoin is at a really, really intriguing spot. If we look at the logs here, let's go to log, and this will be all wonky. That's fine. Let me just hide these. Okay. Gosh dang it. Okay. As you can see, Bitcoin, if you follow this line down, it kind of just touches this right here. Let me do this. Okay. It touches this line right here, and as you can see, this is the first time, actually second time, that Bitcoin has moved below the 200 weekly moving average, but now it's actually closing below it. So, which not a lot of people expected. This was we can only go on past history, and from that, a lot of people thought that we weren't going to go below the 200 weekly, but we did, and look where we're at now. CPI numbers coming out, they're going to be bad. I totally see this yellow resistance coming. It totally can hit. I think 10K is a little too low, but it's still. I mean, I have no idea what it's gonna do, but I think that a little bit more to the downside if numbers are bad, CPI numbers are bad, then these two supports might come. I'm definitely looking at 16K first. 14 to 16K is my target, which is why I mapped this out originally at 14K right here about. But you never know. It could reach down here and hit this lower red trend line. We're just gonna have to see. As for now, I do think it's gonna move around in this area right here, in between this blue box and this blue resistance line, the darker blue resistance line, before making a move down when CPI numbers are released, breaking this local low on the daily of 4 hour as the spring before we move up and finally out of this accumulation and towards 30K, hopefully, by August. That's where I'm seeing. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on this. If you guys see anything more in this chart, what do you guys see? What do you guys think CPI numbers can be like? But yeah, that's what I have for you guys. Until next time.